So you're ready to change your life with trading? Well, you are one decision away from doing so. The only difference between me and you, someone who has been pulling money consistently out of the market, and if you have not been, is it comes down to one decision that you make. And in this video, I'm going to go over what that decision is and the series of decisions that you need to make to become a consistently profitable trader. Have you ever had that moment in your life where you finally made a decision on something? Like you decided to start going to the gym 5 times a week, or you decided to quit an addiction that you've been struggling with. There comes a critical moment where you make a firm decision that you're not going to go back on. And that is the moment that you need to get to with your trading. Right now, you're probably stuck in the battle in your mind. The battle that I was stuck in for a long time, which said things like, you can still oversize and make money. Just this one more day, you can oversize. One more day, don't follow your plan. The truth is, your brain gets into a war with itself because there's still an illusion inside of you that you can break your rules, you can oversize, and still make money. You probably haven't felt enough pain yet to finally be able to let this behavior go. And becoming a consistently profitable trader comes down to following a strict set of rules and placing some boundaries on yourself that you will not cross no matter what. And what does that come down to? It comes down to a decision that you make with yourself. And not a decision of, oh, maybe next month or maybe next week. But a final decision where there is no going back. This is how I'm going to do things from now on. This is the kind of person I'm going to be. No matter what happens, no matter how I feel, I'm going to make the decision to follow a plan, to follow my rules, and to do what needs to be done. Because the truth is, most of us know what needs to be done to be successful. We know we need to wake up every day, have a plan, follow the plan, have our sizing in check, but all of that is boring. Being a profitable trader is very boring, and the things you need to do to maintain success are not fun. For example, taking a loss and walking away from the screen is not fun. Waiting and being patient for your setup is not fun. Keeping risk low and not oversizing is boring. So if for any reason you've been trading for excitement, for thrills, or you have an illusion that you can overtrade and still make money because your technical analysis is so good, then you really haven't got to the place where you've made this decision with yourself yet. And I'm going to be the one to tell you in this video that your life is not going to change and your trading is never going to be where you want it to be until you go all in. And going all in doesn't mean, oh, I've decided I'm going to be a trader and this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. But going all in means I'm actually going to do what is necessary to be successful. You know what it is you need to do, so why don't you do it? Because you're still holding on to that illusion. You're still holding on to these false beliefs that you can get there quicker, that you're the exception to the rule. You hold on to illusions that your technical analysis is so good that you can oversize. You're the exception to the rule. Well, guess what's going to happen? If you oversize, you get into a gambler's mindset. It only takes one loss while oversized to become emotional and to start making bad decisions. When you start to take a series of losses, your judgment becomes clouded. You get narrow tunnel vision onto the screens in front of you, and you start to lose this broad sense of flexibility. To be a successful trader, you need to be like water, flowing with the tides, in and out. If the market is going up and you're locked into a short bias, you need to be able to change your bias on the fly. If you take a loss, you need to be able to let that be and accept that. The problem is we want to exert our will on the market. We want to use our personal will to try to control the outcome of what's going on in front of us. But the market is uncontrollable. So as soon as you accept the reality of the uncertainty of the markets and accept the reality of what you need to do, what it actually takes, the decisions that you need to make to be successful, you can get to where you want to go a lot faster. And there's always going to be that little voice inside of your head that says, what if, just one more time, I oversize today, or only on this funded account I'll oversize and not follow my plan. This is what the mind does to trick you. Your ego, your thoughts, are always telling you stories and making up false narratives. It's a little trickster and it'll try to take you off course because all the ego wants is excitement and it wants quick results now. But the way you find success is through delayed gratification. So that's by stacking slow, consistent wins. And when you lose, you don't get all that emotional because the size is not that big. But the problem is you're identified with your mind and you believe everything your mind tells you. So when the mind says, just oversize, just this once, this is what we're supposed to do, you follow your mind blindly where it wants you to go. And this is a recipe for disaster. It does the exact same thing with addictions, with drinking, with food. It knows exactly what to say to get you to do what it wants you to do. And it is not on track with what it takes to be successful. So if your brain is in love with alcohol because it releases dopamine and it releases pleasure, then it's going to say the exact thing that it needs to get you to partake in drinking. So the story it might make up is, we've been doing really well, we've been working hard, we deserve a drink, I'm going out with my friends, they're all going to be drinking, so therefore I need to drink too. Just the same way it tries to convince you to do the wrong things in the market. This is why you need to make a firm decision. Do not give yourself any permission to go off track. The second you give yourself that little bit of leeway of, okay, maybe today I'll break my rules, or maybe I'll oversize just until the end of the week. As soon as you give yourself that little opening of giving yourself permission to break your rules, it's only a matter of time before things go off the rails. And when you do this, you're giving yourself permission to fail. So you need to make a pact with yourself that you're not going to let yourself stay on this hamster wheel any longer. And sometimes you just haven't felt enough pain yet. You're going to say, I know this Dave guy's telling me I need to follow my plan, I need to follow my rules, and eventually I will, but not this week, or not today. Why? Because you're falling into gambling addiction. Oversizing is fun, it's exciting. Overtrading is fun, it's exciting. It's hard to do what it takes to be consistently profitable. But if you want to change your life, that's what you need to do. Because you're not going to change your life by doing the wrong things over and over again. So I guess what this video is meant to be is just a wake-up call. Just talking freely, where some of you today are going to make this decision. Not many of you. Most of you probably haven't even made it to the end of the video. But some of you are ready, and you've experienced enough pain. And you're finally ready to start following a plan, to start following your rules, and to say, I'm never going to go off track ever again. This is my new identity. This is how things are going to be from now on. That I am no longer going to oversize. I'm no longer going to gamble. I'm no longer going to overtrade. I'm going to walk away after a loss, no matter how bad it feels. And when you finally make this decision with yourself, really and truly, not just a half-assed 80% maybe, things will begin to change for you.